Hi, and welcome back. Today we are going to go over how to figure out when to start your seeds um, before transplanting them in the garden. While it's still early in the year, it's probably still cold outside, and you want to get a jump on your garden. You want to extend your growing season a little bit. The simplest way that I do it is to first look at your seed packet. Of course, I'm horrible today, and all of them are at my parents' house because that's where I do my gardening. So I don't even have an example to show you. But if you pull up your seeds, you're going to see on the back or the front, it is going to tell you when to plant them or when to start the seeds before transplanting. And that's what you want to look for, when to plant before transplanting. It may also include instructions on when to direct sow them, and that means after the ground has warmed up, when you can plant them in the garden. Sometimes they even have direct sowing instructions for before the last frost, when it's still a little chilly, and that's more for some of the cold loving plants like kale. So go ahead and make a list of the veggies or whatever plants you have that you're hoping to plant and start from seed. And then look on the back of the seed packets and write down how many days before the last frost. It's not gonna be days, it's gonna be weeks before the last frost and where you're gonna have to start transplanting them. Flip it over, write it down, put it on your paper. And that's gonna be your guide for when to start those seeds. Now you can put this in your calendar so that you know, oh, this week I have to start my seeds. Now I know there's probably a whole bunch of questions on how to start the seeds, what that setup should look like, and my goal is to create another video on what grow lights look like, how much sunlight they need, or lamp light they will need. But for now, this is just about knowing when to start them, and you can get that setup going after you have made these plans. So this is the first thing to really know and look at. What you can do if you're curious and aren't going to wait around for my video, look up seed starting setups or a seed starting shelf. I do have an old blog post that I will link in the comments that contain information on my first seed starting shelf. It's a little old. Some of the pictures might be missing because I had an issue with storage space a while back, but look that up. Then there are what you're going to also do to find that last frost date. So you might be asking, okay, so how do I know when my last frost date is? There is a really cool feature on almanac.com that tells you exactly that, and I will put an example of that. You should be seeing a video of that showing you what that looks like. You literally go in, put in the address. I will put the link to that site in the comments as well. And then you just put in your zip code or your town and state, and you scroll down and it will show you your first and last frost dates. For spring, it's your last frost date is spring because it's the last frost of the year, and the first frost of the year will be in the fall at some point. So you want to go by last frost date, and that is just an average of the frost dates within a specific time frame. I don't remember the dates that it has, but it's going by that, and it does change each year just a little bit. I'm going to show you this in a second too, but for example, I have here frost dates for years 2014, 2015, and 2018. And it ranges from April 23rd. It goes April 23rd, May 3rd, then April 28th. So you can see there can be a bit of a variation in last frost dates. Or you can go by what my dad says, if you're in this location, if you are Carroll County or Frederick County, Maryland area. His father always told him after Mother's Day. Or Mother's Day is when you can start planting outside. So there's that, which it does correspond pretty well here. So that's what he goes by, and so we go between the two. Speaking of this thing, I also have, this is something I started with, Week by Week Vegetable Gardener's Handbook, and it was really helpful. So you can find this. This again, the link should be in the comments unless it's discontinued. But it was really helpful to then plan out my year. And it also has information on different plants. So here, you would have 8 weeks before frost date. It shows you what you should be doing. So it has garlic and strawberry goods. Garlic and strawberry beds, remove half of mulch covering if plants are showing signs of growth. So it tells you little things that you should be doing 8 weeks before the average date of last frost. And so I could put my date here and you just count back. So it makes it foolproof. It even has a little place where you can use a dry erase marker and plan out some of the garden of where you want your plants to go, which is really helpful as well. But that's getting a little bit ahead of ourselves. So figure out your last frost date, list out all your plants that you're hoping to start from seed this year, or even to decide if you need to start them from seed this year, or if you can direct sow them. And then figure out the dates that you can start those seeds. I hope this was helpful, and I'll see you next time.